Do you think you've become more spiritual since coming to Bali or not? Or and are you religious yourself?
I'm not religious, but I guess I'm spiritual. I I I don't. Me and Lila have this kind of argument often. She's more spiritual. I'm more scientific, but I believe pretty much the same things that she does. It's just from a scientifical perspective. You know what I mean? Like where she may think of like the spirit world, where I just think of it like as a multi-dimensional world or something. Like, yeah.
Okay. Do you believe Bali has a stronger energy than other places? And like, if you like try manifesting something, it happens more in Bali than other places.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but I think that's also, to me, I would say that's because there's a lot more of a collective belief or consciousness, or, there's more people here who are maybe raising the energy or frequency, or however you might want to say it. They're all kind of more in tune with the same frequencies, maybe.
Okay, and in like Bali, especially in Ubud, there's a lot of these temples, and you've got the different spirits, you know, that sort of stuff. And like when someone passes away, they put them into the sea. And then they really believe there's two realities. There's like this reality, and there's like the hidden reality, the shadow reality.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you believe in that as well?
I mean, probably not on the same explanation as like what locals might think of it as, but it's like, yeah, I grew up Christian, but I wouldn't consider myself Christian. I've always had like skepticism of, I don't like authority. So I'm very libertarian leaning, and I don't like having any kind of control authority. I always fought with my teachers. They don't get to say what the way things are just because they're the teacher. I never really liked that. So when it came to like the church, I always felt like that was just another form of control. And recently, I kind of stumbled across Gnostic Christianity and
Gnostic Christianity.
Gnostic Christianity. Yeah, I was like, is agnostic and Gnostic the same? And it's no. So Gnostic Christianity is like you're gonna go down a deep rabbit hole if you go and look this up. I mean, it's based more on knowledge, and from my understanding, don't quote me on this, go do your own research on it, but supposedly it's like the real Jesus, and that the way that the Christian faith was, or the way that they believed things, or it was all based on knowledge. And in around 300 years after Christ, when Christianity had spread and the knowledge had spread so much, and the Romans knew that they couldn't control it, kind of the way like Bitcoin, like eventually they're not going to be able to control it. Like they tried to stop it, they couldn't, and when they realized they couldn't stop it, they're like adopting it, and now they're trying to, then they can control what it's going to do. So as best as they can. So from my understanding is that the Romans then kind of took it over and threw away certain things that they didn't, like, well, they can't have that. Let's throw away these texts, these things. And supposedly in like the 40s or something like that, they
as in 48?
1940.
Okay, 1940.
Somebody found these texts that were 300 from 300 AD, around the time that the Romans had gotten rid of certain things. Had somebody hid these other texts that were like the gospel, of even Mary. There was the gospel of Mary. There were all these other gospels. So somebody wrote them all down or put them on tablets and hid them in a cave, and someone else found them. So it kind of supported the idea that the church is really just a form of control, and it's more about, the only way to salvation is through us, so they can't control the word of Jesus, so they kind of took it over, I guess.
So how does that apply to what we were just talking about?
Whether or not I'm spiritual, I guess. To me,
it's fascinating, really interesting.
So that kind of jived with me, I guess. That I'm formal religion in a church. I don't really I believe your relationship with God is a personal one, but not in Christianity or most religions. Most religions no, we have to do this together. You have to do it through us. And I just don't agree with that.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
So, and it's mostly about knowledge, and not a feeling, not on spiritual. We just believe in this or whatever. It's about understanding and whatnot. So I just recently learned about this to begin with, so I haven't really even read the text yet or these gospels.
There's so much that's still undiscovered in the world. And that's another thing that drew me into Indonesia, actually.
Yeah.
It's have you heard of Gunung Padang near Jakarta?
No.
It's between Jakarta and Bandung. It's one of the oldest civilizations in the world, even older than the pyramids, but people don't know about that. And it was only discovered by there's this archaeologist. He was always on Joe Rogan. I forgot his name. Anyway, there's a whole Netflix show about it. Apparently this is older than the pyramids, but if they say this is an older civilization, it goes against religious texts and historical texts as well.
And this is in Bali or just
in Java, West Java. Gunung Padang. You look it up, it's insane.
Yeah.
But apparently they're keeping it hidden, the secret. But I feel like there's so much here in Indonesia especially that's still undiscovered, unknown, and that's another thing which kind of really enticed me to come here. And I feel like maybe even black magic also really interests me.
Yeah, they're really into this, the monster things, from a go festival and Myepi. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, but it's just in Bali, but it's every island has its own unique what's it called? Yeah, sort of spirituality or black magic they have. Have you heard about the fight between Leyak people in Borneo versus the Madura people?
No.
So back in 2002, there's hundreds of people who all had their heads cut off, and they're all, people walk around people with heads, and it was apparently people in Borneo used black magic against people in Madura.
That's crazy. When I first got here, I wrote a script that was kind of a horror script.
Yeah.
And it was about a woman who came here for the first time, who's running from something, and she's very skeptical about spiritual stuff, and she just heard Bali was nice, and she was like, oh, it's a good escape kind of place. And as she gets here, she immediately runs into a witch who puts a curse on her and cursed her with the Leyak, and which feeds us. So I had to do a lot of research as soon as I got here.
Leyaks and all of that stuff.
I had researched as much as I could about all the stuff and listened to different stories.
You're quite spiritual then. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but this character of the woman who's skeptical, I am very kind of skeptical about stuff. So I was writing from my own kind of point of view as well. But of course, she was pregnant, unbeknownst to her, because I had read that Leyaks feed on unborn children or unborn babies, and that's why the witch put the curse on her. That was the premise of the story. And so she now has to embrace the spirituality of the island that she doesn't believe in order to fight off the Leyak, because it is real for her.
So you wrote the script?
Yeah. If you want to read it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah? Is it like for like feature film length?
Yep.